What's up, guys? I want to get on here and chit chat a little bit, just check in. And my camera is acting up like this little cool little whatever you call it, slash, it's not a gimbal, but I use it as a tabletop stand for this as a camera. It's real cool, and I kind of walk around a little bit because I just don't feel like using the gimbal. I haven't in a while, and the one I've got I can't figure out. So, but I am putting together laundry. Socks. Isn't it great? It's just awesome. I take my socks and I throw them into my little sock shelf tote thing up here. But anyway, all is well. We just had an ass ton of rain, man. It's just crazy, dude. We haven't had this much rain in a long time at this time of year in the winter, you know? I mean, it is what it is, but, you know, we don't need any rain for a good while. I'll tell you what, no one should be complaining that we don't have rain of any such, because we had plenty of it. We should start to get some sun. Excuse me one second here. Put that up there. And my damn camera fell again. Sorry about that. Let's get that squared away, guys. I'm sorry. But anyway, we should get some sunlight here at the end of the weekend. It should be pretty cool. So, and that works for me. But anyway, we get some sunlight, I'll start working on this van. We'll get the cushions, as I've said a million times, ordered, and the battery charger. We get this van. What I'm going to go ahead and do is just get the van emptied out, everything situated. Probably going to bedroom surf at my dad's for a little while, because I'm going to be going to get this van listed on RV Trader. And I'll do a video and a tour. Like I say, anybody who's watching this is interested in a van. When I get this thing ready to roll, you're more than welcome to set a time to come look at this thing if you want to do it. It's okay. I want to get that done on RV Trader and get it done, because I've got to get all this done because of my neck surgery on the 26th of March. So once I get it online, I have to kind of go. In those few days I'm down, I'll get back to you from my neck surgery. I'll call you. We'll figure it out. I'll be down for a few weeks, but just trying to get all that stuff done. So the less I've got to do and get back on my feet and get on it. And we get this van situated. And like I say, I've said this before, and I don't misunderstand what I'm doing, because yes, it says Chucktown Vanlife, and there will always be some sort of vehicle, and that's okay. That doesn't really make a difference. I will definitely have a vehicle, and it's not the end of that. What I want to do, and I've said this before, and this is something I think you guys need to think about. If you're looking for van life to do some traveling, I think you need to make sure that you think about where your home place is. Some sort of a home base, whatever that may be. No matter if you rent it or you own it or whatever. Or if a friend says, hey, just stay here when you're not on the road. Listen, that's a great friend or a great family member to have, you know. I didn't really have to keep this in my dad's driveway. I just did anyway. I appreciate them so much letting me do this. Their HOA has no clue what's in this van. In fact, the president of the board of the homeowners association has walked past this van a ton of times walking. She has no clue what's in this. But the thing about it, I think technically, is as long as it doesn't appear to be an RV on the outside, I really don't think they care. I'm not drawing attention to it, but you know how that is. You know how HOAs are. I do. Maybe you don't. I don't know. But it'll be pretty cool. I just got to get myself in a position. My dad was talking to me about this the other day about, you know, what step are you going to take to look for lots? I'm like, well, it's going to be a new experience for me. I don't know. I've looked a little bit. I do know that some things I'm going to have to do, and it's what I'm looking at is I'm going to have to get the county and DHEC involved and figure out, you know, the source of how the water and power will be, and whether it has to have a septic tank or whether there's county sewer, all that jazz, you know, if I'm going to build something. And it's going to be really cool what I'm going to do. I'm going to split the divvy on that deal. It'll be a really cool, cozy little cottage. It'll be cool. It'll be a house, you know, what I want to do. It's going to be I think it's, to me, I'm going to make sure it's a very well-built home. I'm not going to, you know, you can't shortchange on that. It's a house. And I think what I'm going to have to do is, no matter what I do, I'm get the county involved and do the right thing, because you don't want to find out later that, you know, you didn't get permits or something. But I want them to do inspections to make sure that things are done right for insurance reasons. That's another thing, like when you're looking to do van life and all this stuff in these vans, do your research on your insurance on that vehicle that you're looking to get, because I've got insurance on this and there's like a customized type addendum on the policy, but it's sketchy at best. If you're looking to do these vans, your insurance is going to be real tough if you go all out on this deal. Your best bet is, if you do, is just keep it simple. And don't worry about putting a lot of money in whether you've got it tied up in this thing. Just get a passenger vehicle, like a good one with windows, where your car insurance will insure it, and what you've got inside, you can insure it separately with something else that it may be. And I don't really know most things. These van lifers, you know, I've talked about some I follow, and some of you follow them as well, like Chrome Valdez and Maddie. Maddie follows my channel. He watches it. I don't know if it's the last video of mine he's watched. And hey to Maddie if you're watching. But, you know, he keeps it simple. You know, he even says it's not a lot in here, God forbid something happens, that it's an insurance matter. It's the van itself, you know, and nothing that you can't replace. And with this van, I've got, you know, whoever buys it's going to be able to insure it. They're just going to have to find that company, and there's ways to do it, and methods. And I mentioned some things, but, you know, that's not guaranteed that could happen. But if you found a licensed, insured upfitter who would go through it and look at it and inspect it for their standards, and anything they want to change, make sure they change it. The only liability for them is if there were propane here, is not. But the electrical, if it goes to their standards, they're happy, they'd be more than glad, you know, just pay them to write the invoice. I'm going to pay you to inspect it. I'll pay you for any work that you do, and I'll pay you to write these invoices. It's worth the money if you're going to get the insured for the long run. There are companies like Foremost that'll insure these as RVs, you know. But, you know, reverting back, it's the things you got to be careful. It's like when I build that little tiny home, I get the county involved. I got to do the right thing and just make sure, talk to them. I want to make sure that when I get the insurance involved, they're not going, well, you self-built that, we don't know, it's not inspected, we can't insure it as a home, we don't know because we don't know of a value, blah blah blah. We think it's just a portable building, we can't insure all that. And you don't want them humming and hawing, because you've got land and you have the choice of whether I want to take that small house and tax it in with the land and make it permanent, or it's still portable. So either way, it'll be very well built, and it's going to be a house, you know. So I'll figure that. I'm babbling here a little bit, but be it that may, the things you have to think about if you're going into van life is what I just said about just, you know, kind of have a backup plan as your home base. You know, that's something that Bob Wells hasn't talked much about, or at least I haven't heard him. Maybe he has. He's got a million videos, so I don't watch every video that guy does, man. He does so much, but his preference is probably why he doesn't talk about it, is because he lives in BLM land, and it's always there. But like I say, when COVID hit, they were running people off the BLM land. They shut it down. They told people you can't stay here. People were like, where the hell do we go? You know, if you had RV parks, like in Quartzsite, Arizona, they have 1 million spaces. And they, at that time of the year, in March, people were rolling out of Quartzsite for COVID, going back up home to Canada or somewhere else. They may have had some spaces that would rent you long term, but for COVID reasons, there were a lot of RV parks that couldn't rent anymore. Who was in there had to stay put, or if they left, they were done until they were able to rent again. That happened here, you know. As I mentioned, my buddy Phil, who has a travel trailer, lives over at RV Park here in Charleston. That happened, you know. Then it lifted, but you know, you got to think about whether you want to pay RV park rent. You know, that's a home base. If you get long term, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it if you want to spend that money. That's totally, and then you can travel and come back and forth to it. That was an option that I was thinking about. Maybe I just get an RV travel trailer, just do that bit for a while. But I don't know. I just think I just want to own something, and I just don't want to be having to be at the mercy of renting something. I own it. It's mine. It's a home base to come to. I don't have to worry about HOA and people on top of me all the time. So it's kind of my thought process on that. And we'll see on that deal. That we will. So with that said, and I know I've talked about this before, we will get it done. That's for sure. Nothing wrong with that. Hang on 1 second. Yeah, another thing I'm getting tired of is these damn face coverings we gotta wear. What I did here, I don't know if I talked much about this. I bought these 6 of these on Amazon. They're like, it's like t-shirt material. They're open, and you know, you just kind of, I hate those other masks. Just something like this. It's kind of funny because I walked into a place about a month or two ago. I freaked the guy out and he thought I was robbing the place. Like, oh, it's just a COVID mask. I'm not robbing the joint. Even though before COVID hit, they were like, don't wear this. This right here would probably, you know, wouldn't go over so well in some places, especially if you walked into a bank. It would be too good. So, but I hate this crap. I'd be so ready to be done with all this. I know I'm not the only one on this planet. We all be ready to be done with it. It's just getting old. We all just need to get our rabies vaccinations and come together. And I miss a good hug. I ain't gonna lie. But anyway, guys, I wanted to get on and check in. I hadn't checked in, and sorry, the window's open, the van's running, charging the batteries a little bit. I hadn't gotten on here and checked in a few days, and the weather hopefully will start freeing up here in a few days. I can start doing all this, but I just wanted to get on and hope you guys are well, and I am. If you are asking, thank you very much. And as I always say, and you know I will, when something cool comes along, I'll cut you in. You know it. And I thank you for watching. And like and subscribe if you're watching for the first time. We'd love for you to do that. And I appreciate you watching. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Be cool. Thanks. Bye.